All right, let me ask you something real quick. If someone told you they make $100,000 a year in America, you'd probably think they're doing pretty well, right? Like that's a good life, comfortable, maybe even a little successful. But here's the crazy part. There are people making that kind of money, and they still feel broke. Not kind of struggling. I'm talking about checking their bank account before buying something small, stressing about bills, wondering where all their money went. So what's going on here? Because on paper, it doesn't make sense. We've always been told this simple idea: work hard, get a good job, earn more money, and life gets easier. That's the American dream, right? But somewhere along the way, that stopped being true for a lot of people. See, incomes have gone up over time. People are earning more than they used to. But at the exact same time, life has gotten way more expensive, and not just a little bit, a lot. Think about rent for a second. In many cities, rent alone can take up half your income. And that's before groceries, gas, insurance, phone bills, internet, and everything else you need just to live a normal life. And groceries? You've probably noticed this yourself. You go to the store, pick up the same stuff you always buy, and somehow the total is way higher than it used to be. Nothing fancy, just basic things. Now, take someone earning $100K a year. Sounds great, but after taxes, that's already cut down quite a bit. Then you start subtracting rent, bills, food, transportation, and suddenly there's not much left. And that's where the feeling starts to creep in. That feeling of, why does it feel like I'm not getting ahead? Now, let's talk about housing, because this is a big one. There was a time when buying a home felt achievable. You saved up, got a mortgage, and built something for the future. Today, it feels out of reach for a lot of people. Home prices have gone way up, interest rates aren't helping, and saving for a down payment while paying high rent at the same time, that's tough. So people stay renting longer, but rent keeps increasing, and it starts to feel like you're stuck in place, working, paying, repeating, but not really moving forward. Then there's debt. And honestly, this is something almost nobody escapes. Credit cards, student loans, car payments, it adds up fast. And the tricky part is, it doesn't just sit there. Interest keeps growing in the background. So even if you're making decent money, a chunk of it is already spoken for before you even touch it. You get paid, and it's like the money disappears instantly. And that creates this constant low-level stress, not always obvious, but always there. Now here's something people don't talk about enough: lifestyle. Because as people start earning more, they naturally start spending more too. You move into a nicer place, upgrade your car, eat out a little more, add a few subscriptions here and there. None of it feels extreme on its own. It just feels like normal progress. But over time, those upgrades become your new baseline, and suddenly your expenses rise right along with your income. And then there's social media. You scroll for a few minutes, and it feels like everyone is traveling, buying new things, living their best life. Even if you're doing okay, it can make you feel like you're behind, like you should be doing more, earning more, living better. And that pressure, it's real. Because feeling broke isn't always about the exact number in your bank account. It's about how your money compares to your life. If your expenses are high, you feel it. If your goals feel far away, you feel it. If everyone around you seems ahead, you definitely feel it. And then there's the bigger picture. A lot of people are doing everything right. They're working hard, staying consistent, trying to save when they can, but the system itself has changed. Wages haven't kept up the way costs have. Housing is more competitive, healthcare is expensive, education isn't cheap. So even when you're doing your best, it still feels like you're trying to catch up. And that's why this feeling is so common now. So are Americans actually broke? Not necessarily, but a lot of them feel broke. Because money doesn't stretch the way it used to. Because debt is always there in the background. Because expectations are higher. And because life just costs more now. And maybe the biggest shift is this: making more money used to be the solution. Now it's just part of the equation. Because if nothing else changes, that feeling of not enough can still follow you, no matter how much you earn. And if you've ever felt that way, even a little, you're definitely not the only one. So the real question is, what actually needs to change for people to feel financially secure again? That's one thing worth thinking about. And if this got you looking at money a little differently, stick around, because we're going to be breaking down more of this in the next video.